Everybody, it's William from Odd Garage, and I'd like to show you my 94 Toyota pickup. Not your average Yoda. I call her the Yoder Goat because it is a Toyota with a Gamma Goat military truck engine in it. That is a 353 Detroit diesel. That's inline 3-cylinder, 53 cubic inch per cylinder, 2-stroke supercharged diesel. And right now we kind of have to start it like this. We've got two batteries wired in series to be 24 volt, and got this one popped off the block. We need to connect that to the block there to ground it out. The other wire is connected to the starter, and we're gonna show you this thing run here. We're gonna take her for a spin. A little bit when it's cold, so let's step out here where we might be able to hear ourselves sing. So it's quite the process to get this thing in here. Got to do a lot of work. I had to cut the independent front suspension out, put a solid axle under it to make some little more room. I put an NV4500 transmission behind it, and I had to machine the Gamma Goat bell housing to get that to fit. Custom made driveline. I don't have shocks or anything on it yet. It's still a work in progress. I had to customize the radiator. I bought a 3-core radiator for it, but the inlets and outlets were way too small for the engine, so I had to cut those off, put bigger ones on there. My buddy Darren Johnson from Freedom Fab helped me out with that. Shout out to him, thank you. It's got Lockrite lockers front and rear. I don't have a front drive line in it yet, so right now it's only 2-wheel drive, but it's quite the beast. Let's unhook these fucking batteries from it and take it for a spin. Sounds like a tractor. That's alright, this thing will run through anything. I also don't have a clutch right now, so that's fun. And no power steering yet. And it crawls like a herd of turtles. Pretty slow. Let's see if this thing wants to go up that hill in 2-wheel drive, huh?
Let's try it.
Doesn't quite have it. No. Up the traction anyway. Alright. This should be fun.
Oh shit.
All right, we might need those batteries. Alright, well, we carried the batteries back out to it, got it fired back up. Let's go for a ride again. Except, apparently it doesn't like that hill in just two-wheel drive. It just sits there and spins. No brakes and no clutch, so that's good to know. My lockers work. Both of the rear tires were spinning.
Yeah. You going down it?
Yeah. Man, first gear is freaking low. Look at that.
Sounds like granny.
First gear idling. Could almost get out, take a piss, and still be able to get back in the truck before it gets too far. You know, this thing really isn't a powerhouse. It has, I think, like 120 horse because it's the military edition. But it's got upwards of 300 foot-pounds of torque. And, shit, this fucker will run through anything. No, there is absolutely no power to this truck right now. Not 1 volt. There's not even an alternator on this thing. Yet, you know, obviously I need to put one on it, but there's no power going to that engine right now. You know, a lot of people may wonder why I wanted this engine, but I just want it because it's simple. There's not much to it. You don't need all these computers and shit to run it. It just starts and runs. If I put a hydraulic starter on it or an air starter, I'd rather have a hydraulic one. I wouldn't even need a battery at all. I could have an alternator still to run my lights and everything, but that's the plan for it. This is gonna be my doomsday rig. Now I'm gonna put a camper bed on it, and this will be my rig. I go up, take hunting, you know, set up base camp. I'm gonna build a bed for it that is kind of like a utility bed, but instead of having tools and shit in it, I'm gonna have my camping stuff in it. A rooftop tent, and yeah, should be fun. Synchros are going out in 4th. It's a used transmission, you know, I got it for way cheap. But wish I would have torn it apart before I put it in. back into that.
Yeah.
The first time I drove it, the throttle linkage I made kind of had some issues, and throttle stuck wide open on me, so that was fun. It scared the shit out of me. Luckily this engine vibrates enough to unjam it afterwards, but I've redone my throttle now so it doesn't stick. And she seems to be running good. Yeah, it didn't stick.
Feels like the whole front end just lifts up in the sky.
I just can't help but smiling when I drive it, man. Like I said, it's not fast, but it's fun. And just knowing that all this work that I've put into it wasn't for nothing, that's one of the greatest feelings in the world. Park it down here by my other Yoda. There you go. For those of you naysayers that think it doesn't really drive, I drove it.